Mike with Iceberg Gaming here, and today in Vampire Survivors, I've got a guide for you guys on how to unlock the secret character Je-Ne-Viv. Now, this is not to be confused with Genevieve. This is Je-Ne-Viv. To unlock this character, we have to complete this collection item right here. Defeat 100,000 enemies in a single run with Genevieve. So obviously we have to take Genevieve, so if you can, get her some eggs, that'll help. If not, you'll be okay. And obviously we have to, we don't have to, but obviously any strategy we do is going to benefit from having Endless on. And I do highly recommend you get Endless. It makes it not quite trivial because this character is not that strong. It's not as strong as you would think it would be, but you can do it without it, but it's definitely easier with Endless on and then any of these that you want to choose. And the stage that I recommend for this one is the Mad Forest. Again, you could probably do it in any one, but if you're going to follow along with my guide, choose the Mad Forest. And let's get started. Now, the first randomizo I suggest is the Saraband of Healing. We are doing a version of my Vampire Leech Life build with this strategy. You don't have to do this, but this is what I recommend, so I recommend you follow along with me. And we're taking advantage of the Saraband of Healing. Any healing that we do causes damage, so we're looking at any abilities that do damage. I also took the 4 Seasons there because it's a very good screen wipe ability to kill lots of enemies, but that one's kind of optional. You do want to take the Whip, though, because when we evolve the Whip, it will do healing. And take the Black Heart also, since we're going to be evolving the Whip. For 2 more passives, I took the Attract Orb and the Crown to level up better. These are optional. I do recommend the Crown because we're going to want the Pentagram after we've got all the other abilities. We want the Pentagram to be the last ability we get so that it doesn't destroy any of our chests or anything like that. So I do recommend the Crown also for that purpose. Now we also need the Skull, well not necessarily, but we want the Skull because it increases the amount of enemies and also it evolves our starter weapon, the Shadow Servant. Other ability I highly recommend is the Greatest Jubilee because this is another great screen wipe ability, and it also summons light sources that can contain Floor Chicken, which will heal us, and with our Saraband that equates to more damage. Absolutely crucial to this build is the Garlic. The evolved Garlic is going to do a lot of healing. That's going to be combined with the Red Heart that also does quite a bit of healing, so we're definitely going to pick up that as well. Remember, all of our healing gets turned into damage. And there we just evolved our Whip into the Bloody Tear, and it now crits and heals when it does damage. And for your final passive, I recommend the Toronto's Box. It's everyone's favorite package from Canada. This increases your damage done and also makes more enemies spawn with the curse. So that's a kind of double benefit for us. More enemies we need to kill 100,000, and more damage lets us kill them faster and not die ourselves. And for our last ability, we want to grab the Pentagram, preferably after we've finished our evolutions, so we don't have to worry about our chests getting destroyed. But the reason we want the Pentagram last is so that it doesn't interfere with anything else. As you can see, the power of this build, I'm taking quite a bit of damage, but it's getting healed pretty much instantly, and we're just wiping out tons of enemies here. Even without the Pentagram, we're still killing tons and tons of enemies. And for your second Arcana randomizo, I do recommend you go for the Mad Groove. This helps you level up by summoning all the experience to you, and also gives you a very easy chance to pick up the power-ups on the map. You can pick up the Clover and the Spinach for sure. These will help you with the killing. The ones that spawn the mini-bosses are optional. If you're feeling confident, go ahead and kill them. Otherwise, you can skip them. They are helpful if you can get the bosses down. The abilities are helpful. 2 of them curse you to make more enemy spawns, so that's helpful. The one does healing, which again, healing equates to damage for our build. And then the Silver Ring is not quite as useful. It just increases the duration of abilities, and we don't really have anything that affects, but the other 3 are definitely very good if you can kill the mini-bosses. And for your third randomazo, I highly recommend the Wicked Season. This will help you kill a lot more enemies more quickly. I kind of forgot it in the heat of the run here and picked something else, but I highly recommend you get the Wicked Season for your third and final randomazo. If you get the candy box, I highly recommend you choose the Silver Wind. This is going to spawn hearts, and again, the hearts heal you, and again, with our Saraband of Healing, any healing equates to damage, so if you do get the candy box, go for the Silver Wind. Or if you get candy box 2, go for the evolved version. I think it's the green one, I don't remember the name offhand. If you followed along with my guide and you did anything right, your abilities section will look a little something like this. We've got Evolved Whip, Evolved Garlic, Evolved Starter Ability, Evolved Gorgeous Moon, and then all of our passives there, plus the 4 seasons. And now you can basically just AFK until you hit your 100,000. You'll be pretty much invincible at this point. Once you hit your 100,000, you can go ahead and quit. It took me 34 minutes. It would have been a lot faster if I hadn't forgotten about Wicked Season. And then you can go ahead and buy Je-Ne-Viv for 31,000 coins. She's kind of disgusting looking, isn't she? And here's a little bit of gameplay with her. I think it's a her, right? Anyways, she starts with the same starter ability as regular Je-Ne-Viv, but she also does the snake bite thing that Je-Ne-Viv does when she gets killed. She just... this one does it just at random... well, they're probably not random intervals, but at set intervals, she's going to do that snake bite thing and screen wipe. She seems very, very powerful. She doesn't seem to take any damage, and she seems to kill things very well. So I highly recommend her as a character for you to play with if you are so inclined. Oh, and she also gets bigger as she levels up. It's getting huge! That's what she said. I'm not sure, but I think she might top out in size at around a level 100. I leveled her up to like 300 in my little run through here. And here's what she looks like at 300. So maybe she keeps growing after 100. But whatever, I guess it doesn't really matter. In my next Vampire Survivors guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to unlock the Rottin'Ghoul character.